Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's see the objectives of today's video. In today's video, we are going to see what is system properties, how we can create system properties, how to access system properties, and when we are changing system properties, what things we have to keep in mind. And we are going to see demo of system properties. Okay, so let's start with what is system properties. System properties are settings in ServiceNow that let you control how things work in your instance. It is like the settings on your mobile. So in our mobile, we have settings and we set settings according to our requirement. And according to that, our mobile will work. Similarly, in ServiceNow, we have system properties. As the name suggests, system properties. There will be properties of the system according to which your ServiceNow instance will work. Okay. All system properties are stored in sys_properties table in ServiceNow. Okay. Let's see this table. Let us go to ServiceNow instance. Click on all navigation menu. In the filter navigator, type sys_properties dot list in capitals. It will open system properties in new tab. Okay, so this table will store all the system properties. Let's see examples of it. In name, search for asterisk date_format. It will tell what is the date format for this particular instance. So this is the system property for date format. Okay, and instance name. So this system property will tell what is the name of the instance. So this is the name of the instance. Okay, so this table will store all the system properties and your instance will work according to all these system properties. Okay, now let's see how we can create system properties. Let us go to ServiceNow instance and we are on system properties table. Click on new button and this is the form of system property. Name field is mandatory. You can provide description, choices, and we have a type field. System properties can be of different types. If we click here, we can see list of types that are available as of now. And you can select system property type according to your requirement. Okay. Then we have a value field according to which this system property will work. Okay. Then we have ignore cache field. Right now it is checked by default. Do not uncheck it, because if you uncheck this, your system will flush cache data and that will take some amount of time, which will slow your instance. Let it be checked so that only this system property get refreshed. Okay. Private field. It means your system property will not be added into an update set. This system property is not allowed to move from one instance to another instance. Okay, if we hover over this, you can see that. Do not move this property from one side to another. If it is checked, then this system property will stay in this particular instance only. It will not get added into your update set when you create this system property. Okay, this is done when you want specific system properties for specific instances. You don't want to move those system property from one instance to another instance. Okay, read roles and write roles. You can control the access to this property according to the read roles, who can read this property, and write roles means who can update this property. Right now you can see on the right side we have application field. It is read only and it is in global. So this system property will be created in global application. But if you are creating this system property in a scoped application, then there will be some changes. So let's see that. And we are going to change our application scope from global to scoped application, that is admin center. Okay. Now, if we come here and refresh this page, you can follow the similar process. Right now we are refreshing this page and you can see application is admin center and name is read only, and there is a field that is called suffix, which is mandatory. Okay. And if we type XYZ and we are going to click outside of this field, you can see name is auto populated. So for this system property, which is in scoped application, name will be scoped application name dot suffix, what you have written in here in this field suffix. So this is the name of your system property when you are creating it in scoped application. Okay. Next, now we are going to see how to access system properties. How we can access system properties? We are going to use glide system object, that is GS, and syntax of code will be this: gs.get property system property name. Okay. Point to remember is that glide system APIs will be accessible in server-side scripting only, like in business rule, script include, visit server script. Okay. You cannot access glide system APIs in client side, like client scripts, UI policies. For that, what you can do is that you can create a business rule, which will be a display business rule in that set g underscore scratchpad object with the help of glide system object, that is GS, and with this syntax of code. Okay. For now, we are going to see how we can use glide system object, that is JS, to get property in server script. So let's go to our ServiceNow instance. For this, we are going to see how we can access instance name. So if we type here in name instance underscore name, this is the system property for instance name, and this is the value of it. Now in the code, we are going to get instance name, and this will provide the value of it. For this, we are going to use background script. Click on all navigation menu, and in the filter navigator type scripts dash background. Okay, in system definition application, select scripts dash background. Okay, in this you can see scope is global because application scope is global. Now here we are going to write a code gs.info. gs.info is going to print output that we are going to get. So gs.get property, and in the help model box you can see we have get property API. Select, and in here we are going to pass system property name, that is instance underscore name. It will be in a string, so double quote instance underscore name semicolon and run a script. You're going to see value of system property, and if you see here, value of system property is this, and we are getting this. Okay. You can store this system property in a variable also, or in an object also. Okay, so let's see that also. where instance name equals to, we are going to copy this code, paste it here, semicolon. Now we are going to print variable instance name. Instance name. If we are going to click on run script, then you're going to see the same output. Okay. Similarly, you can create an object and store this value there. So if we say we have an object where obj equals to this empty object, now we will say that object dot instance name, this will be the property, and now we are going to print object dot instance name, the property of that particular object, and it will also provide same output. Okay, in this manner you can store system property in particular variable or in an object. Okay, next we are going to see how we can change system properties and what things we have to keep in mind while we are changing system properties. Okay, let us go to our ServiceNow instance, and if you wanted to make any changes in system properties, you can do it from system properties table. Okay, you can find a specific system property and make changes in the value of it. Okay, but there is a dedicated system properties application also. So if we go to home page or landing page of this instance, click on all navigation menu, in the filter navigator type system properties. Okay, you can see system properties application, and in here you can see specific module. So let's say if we open UI properties, it will store all UI specific properties. Okay, if we click here, it says customization properties for the user interface. So this particular page will display all the system properties that are specific to user interface. Similarly, if you see here, we have different modules available: CSS, system, email properties. If we click on email properties, then we will get a page in which email properties will be available. So if we click here, you can see outbound email configuration, inbound email configuration. Okay, and this page contains all system properties that are related to email. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we are going to make a change in user interface property. So we have open user form here, and you can see we don't have save, insert and stay, insert button available on the form. In the header you can see we have only update and set password button is available. With the help of system properties, we are going to make changes in user interface. Okay, so click on all navigation menu, and we are going to go to UI properties. Click on this, and if we scroll down, we are going to see this: show, save, insert and stay buttons on forms. Now the question is how we are going to identify which system property is this. So if we hover over this question mark icon, you can see property name is glide.ui.advanced. Now if we go to system properties and type it in name, glide.ui.advanced, hit enter, we are going to get the same property. And if we open this, description says show, save, insert and stay buttons on forms. Okay, so if you're going to update this system property from here, then also same functionality will happen. And if you update it from here, then also same functionality will happen. Let's update this system property from this user interface. Select this checkbox, scroll down, click on save, and it says properties updated. Now if we go to system property also, you see value is changed to true. Now if we go to user form and refresh this page, you're going to see buttons available here: save, insert and stay. Okay, so that's how you can change system properties. But point to remember is that do not make any changes in system properties until and unless you have the approval from administration team of the instance. If you're working in a project, so when you're working in a project, those instances are dedicated instance to that particular project. Okay, and there will be an administration team of that particular instance. As told earlier, system properties will define how your instance will work. So when you're working in a project, those instances are already configured with system properties, and if you wanted to make a change, then you have to get the proper approval from administration team. Without any approval over the email, do not make any changes in system properties in the instances of your project. Okay, so this is the very important point to remember while changing a system property. Okay, next we are going to see demo of system properties. In the demo, what we are going to do is that we are going to create a UI action which will be called send email on user form, and this UI action will be visible to members of group user admin. So we are going to create a group that will be called user admin. Okay, and with the help of user.admin system property that we are going to create, we are going to put validation on this UI action that only members of user admin group will be able to see this UI action. Okay, now let us open ServiceNow instance, and we have already opened a user form. Here we are going to create send email UI action. Let's create that UI action. First, we are going to duplicate this tab so that we have the record of user form opened. Okay. Here we are going to right click on the header and go to configure, select UI actions. Click on new button. Name will be send email. Action name will be send underscore email. It will be a form button. Form style will be primary, and it will be appearing when you are updating a record. Okay, and we are going to save this form. Okay, send email UI action is created, and if we refresh this page, we are going to see send email UI action. Okay, we can see send email UI action is available here. Okay, now let's create a group. So click on all navigation menu, and here in the filter navigator type sys underscore user underscore group dot list in capital. Okay, click on new button. Group name will be user admin. Okay, user admin. Submit this. We are going to save this because submit will take it back. We have to stay on the same form. Now we are going to create system property. That will be user.admin. Let's open system properties. Click on all navigation menu. In the filter navigator, type sys underscore properties dot list in capital. Now we are going to create system property, but before we create a system property, let's understand how to provide a name to a system property. If we go back to demo of system properties, you can see we are providing it user.admin. So we are giving lowercase and we are separating the words with the dot. And similarly, you can see in the existing system properties, same naming convention is followed. Okay. Now let's create user.admin system property. Click on new button. Name will be user.admin. Type will be string, and this will store sys-id of user admin group. So let's get sys-id of this group. Right click on the header and select copy sys-id, and it says sys-id copy to clipboard. We are going to paste it in value field. Okay, and we are going to save this record. So we have created UI action, group, and system property. Okay, now send email UI action is now visible to everyone. There is no condition that we have put as of now. So we are going to put a condition here using the system property. Okay, so we are going to check if the logged in user is part of user admin group or not. If logged in user is part of user admin group, then user will be able to see send email UI action. Okay, so we are going to write code in condition field. It will be like this: gs.get user dot is member of, and inside this method we are going to use get property method. gs.get property, and here we are going to pass property name, and that will be user.admin in string format. User.admin. Okay, so we are going to save this form. Now if we go back to user form and refresh this page, what will happen? Correct, we will not be able to see send email UI action because logged in user is not part of user admin group. Okay, as soon as we add group members here, so we are going to edit this and we are going to select logged in user. Okay, now if we go back to user form and refresh this page, you can see send email UI action is visible. It means this condition is working. Now you will be confused that what is get user is member of. So these are the methods of glide system. So with the help of get user, we get the object of logged in user, and inside that we can check whether a logged in user is part of a particular group or not. Okay, if we copy this and go to scripts background, scripts dash background, and we use gs.info, paste our code here and run a script. It says true because logged in user is part of user admin group, and in condition either it will be true or false. So you can see it is returning true, condition will be true, and send email UI action will be visible. Okay, so you can check with the help of scripts background whether the condition is working or not. Now you can also provide direct sysID of group. So let's copy this, and we are in scripts background, and instead of gs.get property we are going to paste group sysID here. Okay, it will be in a string, close bracket, and run script. Still it is true. So we can do the same thing here also. If we want, we can copy this code and paste here and save this UI action form. If we go to user form and refresh this page, we are going to see send email UI action. Okay, this will work. But why are we using system property then? Assume that in future this particular group is inactive and there will be new user admin group, and then there will be new sysID of that group. Now it can happen that you have used this code in business rule, script include, server script multiple times in a code to check whether that logged in user is part of user admin group or not. So it will be very difficult for you to change sysIDs. You have to go to each places to change the sysID. You have to go to business rule, script include, server script to change sysID. But with the help of system property, you know that this is the system property for user.admin group, and you can change the value directly here. And with the help of gs.get property, the code that we were using earlier, that will pick the new value of user.admin system property dynamically. You don't need to change it at every place. Okay, that's why instead of using sysID, what you can do, you use gs.get property. Okay, then in here type property name in string. Okay, this will always pick value that is present in value field of system property form. Okay, that's why we use system property, and this is saving you a lot of amount of time. There is no need to change a code. You just change value of system property, that's it. So we have covered all objectives of today's video. Okay, so this is the end of the video. If you like this video, do share the videos with others. Subscribe the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.